Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. There's this a general saying that those who live in glass house don't throw stones, and if they do, they create a storm they cannot control. And that particular adage simply explains what is going on in our political arena. Where some few hours ago, permit me to say a day or two ago, Festus Keyamo, an advocate of Nigeria's son, trended for the wrong reasons, where some of the properties he acquired within the dispensation, of course, made public, where some in United States of America bought by him. Many Nigerians, there was a lot of outcry, of which he came and defended his property. He said, look, I bought this property and I bought it even long before I got into politics, that I had private practice, and many Nigerians dragged him. Even fellow lawyers were dragging him like Cyan, asking him, guy, you said you bought this property at 2021. Guy, be fearing God small. The likes of even Daniel Bwala, the spokesperson for the campaign for Atiku Abubakar, also was among those who were dragging him. But to make matters interesting, it looks like the era of Festus Keyamo is not over yet. Even though he's a senior advocate of Nigeria, it looks like the same stone he threw at Atiku Abubakar during that era, where a whistleblower came out and saying that Atiku Abubakar was doing a lot of illicit transactions during his time as the vice president of Nigeria. It's about time Festus Keyamo goes through his stage, and this is what is about to take place. Before we go to the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. The special assistant on public communication to former vice president Atiku Abubakar, Mr. Frank Shaibu, has called on the National Assembly to publish a report of its investigation on the 52 billion naira special works program implemented by the Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Mr. Festus Keyamo. Shaibu said this in a statement while reacting to Keyamo's acquisition of a house in the United States at the cost of over $300,000, and according to Keyamo, he said this is one of the cheapest of his properties. Recall that in 2021, the federal government had, in a bid to ameliorate the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, approved the sum of 52 billion naira for the hiring of 774,000 Nigerians. Me, I did not see the employment shower across all the local government areas in the country for 3 months. The 774,000 Nigerians were hired to take on menial jobs such as clearing of drainages, sweeping of markets, cutting grass, and other community services. Keyamo had specifically orchestrated the sacking of the Director General of the National Directorate of Employment, NDE, Tr0uble, insisting that he was in charge of the 52 billion naira project, which the National Assembly noted was a flop. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives have stated that many of the beneficiaries of the fund did not get anything, while others who got did not do any job. Now, wow. They therefore questioned Keyamo's running of the program and promised to launch an investigation into the matter. Reacting to Keyamo's claim that he owns several houses in the United States of America, Shaibu said the National Assembly had described the Special Works Program as a shame and also questioned how the funds were spent. Keyamo had, for the last 2 years, defended the shambolic implementation of the program, with his open confession that he has acquired houses in the United States of America. I hereby call on the National Assembly to publish his report on the failed project. I also call on the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, to immediately probe the finances of Festus Keyamo, who only became a senior advocate 2 years before becoming a minister. It is public record that Keyamo was an activist and the prosecutor for EFCC, doing mostly pro bono cases before taking public office. However, he now boasts of being a real estate Mongol after becoming a minister. This is laughable and an insult to the sensibilities of Nigerians. In any case, Keyamo's time as Minister of State for Labour and Employment witnessed the highest level of unemployment, which KPMG says is about to hit 40%. Under Keyamo, universities also witnessed prolonged strikes as ASU proceeded on 10-month strike in 2020 and 8 months industrial action in 2021. Keyamo clearly failed as a minister but grew wealthier in the process through his so-called real estate business. He thus needs to be investigated with immediate effect. Keyamo has said that by letters dated March 6, 2019, before he was appointed a minister, he wrote to the relevant government agencies informing them of the closure of his foreign accounts and the repatriation of his funds to the country, since Nigeria's law does not allow public officials to operate foreign bank accounts. He further stated that my asset declaration is there for all to see. Some of us don't need government funds or patronage to get by. Whatever we do and whoever we support is out of deep convictions, he said. Reacting, however, Tr0uble dared Keyamo to publish his asset declaration form as submitted to the Code of Conduct Bureau in 2019. He said, since Keyamo had boasted many times of being an EFCC prosecutor and an anti-corruption champion, he ought to be bold enough to make his asset declaration forms public to prove that he was telling the truth. Tr0uble said, and I quote him, Keyamo has 1 month left on his tenure as a minister, which means he will need to declare his asset before the CCB next month. Let him make public his asset declaration forms before and after office to prove to Nigerians that he did not steal. The truth about Keyamo is that he's a hypocrite, a rabble-rouser who pretends to be on the side of the masses, but is only after his stomach. He started as a disciple of great Gani Fawehinmi, but has since strayed from Gani's ideals by serving as spokesman for a man who was an anathema to Gani and who Gani has accused of forgery and fraud, Bola Tr0uble. This one is coming from Frank Tr0uble, who happens to be the spokesperson of Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president of Nigeria. That's Frank Tr0uble. Over to you, Festus Keyamo. No be me talk. Now, Atiku spokesperson, as speaking on behalf of Atiku, don't forget that some few months ago, still the same Festus Keyamo wrote to EFCC that in fact he's making a case against Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar, during his time as a vice president, laundered money. Those who live in glass house, they don't used to throw stones, so you get why. Well, let's meet in our comment section. Nigerians are just talking. The place is filled with many comments for want of time. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take?